Hey cupcakes, welcome back to my channel. I believe that November has come and gone and it's already time for our November wrap up. Today is actually the day before Thanksgiving, so I hope that you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. I am actually out for Thanksgiving break, so I decided to make this wrap up. I just finished an audiobook, and honestly, I don't see myself finishing any books within the next few days. So I'm just going to go ahead and film this for you all and tell you all about the books that I was able to read in November. So I'm not going to lie to you all, November was stressful for my reading. For some reason, I don't know, like I'm in this weird mood or slump, whatever you want to call it. So I was going back and forth between books. Like I have realized I'm such a mood reader. Me making a TBR is just out the window for the rest of this year. But I will film like a video of books that I would like to read before the end of the year. So make sure you're subscribed, turn your notifications on so you can get ready for that video. But I was able to finish 6 books. I did 1 book for my English class. So we did read Lord of the Flies. I love that book. So we're not going to be talking about that because I'm sure everybody has read that book. But one of my favorites when I was in high school and to teach, I love that book. So I did finish that. I also completed an audiobook and then I read 4 physical books. I'll show you those today, but I'm also going to show you the chaos that I went through, like the books that I started, the books that I didn't finish, and that I'm currently reading now. And then I do have some recent pickups that I want to show you all as well. So if you're excited, go ahead and make sure you like the video and let's go ahead and get into these books. So the first book that I read, I needed something, y'all. Like something about October left me in this weird space. So I had to pull out the big boys and I read Haunting Adeline. This book, let me tell you something. It is a roller coaster. I have seen everybody talk about this book, the first one and the second one. Everybody tends to like the second one better than the first one. I don't know. My coworkers don't agree. They say they like this one better. I didn't dive into the second one just yet, only because this was so much I need to take a break. So I did read Haunting Adeline. This book is thick, and as you can see, I did enjoy some parts of it. It 4 stars. It was a good read for me. It was very interesting. I don't feel like it was as heavy and weird like as some people would say. If you don't know, Haunting Adeline is about a girl named Adeline, you guessed it, who is an indie author, and she actually just inherited her grandmother's mansion. The mansion needs some work, and honey, Adeline's love life needs way more work than that mansion. In this book, we meet Adeline, and as Adeline is like going through the motions trying to renovate her grandmother's house and all of those things, Adeline actually finds her grandmother's diaries. Now, what we don't know about Adeline's grandmother is, you know, the issues she had in her marriage. So like we're reading these diaries, we're getting all of these things like told to us, we're seeing the perspective of the grandma. And then there's a second perspective. And we realize while Adeline is unpacking all these things about her grandmother, that she isn't Adeline, is actually going through the same thing. This book was actually in like, it was like dual perspective, but it also like included her grandmother's perspective. So it's like 3 different perspectives. I feel like I don't want to tell you more than that. Everybody has read this book. So if you don't know, then you don't know. But definitely search up trigger warnings. It is not for the faint of heart. There's one scene in particular that everybody knows about. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I didn't think it was too bad. It definitely kept me intrigued. I'm a dark romance person. I like taboo romances. Like it is like a train wreck that you cannot stop looking at. So yeah, 4 stars. I would definitely recommend if you want a book to be like, WTF, what did I just read? And yeah, I'm excited to read the second one. I already have it. I just am not ready for it just yet. So yes, Haunting Adeline, 4 stars. It was definitely an interesting read. I don't want to tell you all too much just because There's a lot of twists, and it is a thriller. It's a dark romance. It's all the things. And so I don't want to spoil it for you. If you haven't read it, again, check out the trigger warnings way before you pick up this book. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But I definitely feel like I started off with too much of a bang, because my next one I wasn't too fond of. So let's go ahead and talk about our second book, Love in a Time of Serial Killers. I was actually gifted this book, I believe this year, or maybe it was last year. I'm not sure, but I was gifted this book from Berkeley, and I was always intrigued to read it. I felt like it was the perfect cover for fall. So the book is about a girl named Phoebe, and her father actually just recently passed away. So her and her brother are moving into her father's house, where they're trying to get ready for it to sell. They have things to remove and all of these different things. And Phoebe, she's just a little bit of a train wreck. She, just like me, loves documentaries about like serial killers and like true crime and all of these things, but she loves it so much it has taken over her life. So anytime that Phoebe meets like a stranger or a guy comes up to her or whatever, she's automatically sussed out. So anytime that Phoebe is like around a guy and a guy's like checking her out or talking to her, she automatically becomes sussed out. She just has this like overwhelming feeling that something is going to happen to her, or that everybody is out to get her, because she watches so many of these documentaries, and she's just not driving herself insane, but she's way too paranoid. So when she actually gets to her father's house, there's a stranger that's willing to help her get this heavy piece of furniture off of her car. And she doesn't even want to accept this help. She doesn't have a clue of how she's going to get this thing in her house, but she knows that this man is about to help her. So yeah, I think that's about it that I want to tell you about it. I don't want to reveal too much. It was okay. Very slow for me. I just wasn't able to gel with the characters. But if you're looking for like a cute, quirky romance that kind of has that good fall feeling, this would definitely be the book for you. I just couldn't really gel with the relationship or the characters. She was a little too sus for me. Like, I didn't understand why she was freaked out about this man. Like, what is so spooky about a man that's into you? I guess depending on the man, I could get it. I don't know. But, you know, it's not too bad. 3 stars. Just wasn't like clearly my cup of tea. I definitely will say for me, it just didn't fit the whole rom-com vibe for me. In terms of me just finishing My Roommate is a Vampire. I love that book so much that it kind of took away from this book. It just didn't like hit all the marks for me like that book did. So it's not a bad book. It just wasn't completely for me. So yeah, 3 stars, not a bad book, and definitely good if you're looking for like a cozy, cute, quirky romance. Next book that I like listened to or read was Gone Tonight. I actually think I have a physical copy, but I went with audiobook through Libby. This book is about Ruth and Catherine. Ruth is Catherine's mother, and they've been together through thick and thin through all of their lives. They feel like it's them against the world. But when Catherine, you know, she gets older and she decides that she's ready to face the world on her own, Ruth is not about that, honey. And she will do anything for that to not happen. So this is a thriller. Please make sure that you check trigger warnings for this book. It is a very layered thriller, mother-daughter mystery, where you have to like take pieces and pieces and put them together, and you have to think about it. And I mean, it's truly like a back and forth thriller. It didn't really give to me what I thought it was going to give. It took me a very long time to even like get into it. For me, it just took too long for the story to really get going. And I don't know. But I will say this was also when I started getting into my slump. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it. 3 stars. It wasn't for me. And as always, take all of my reviews with a grain of salt. But again, I just couldn't really get into the story. I mean, even with audiobook. And typically for thrillers, I like to do audiobook because it just helps me really get into it and really feel like everything that the author is trying to give to me. This one just didn't meet the mark. So 3 stars. I don't think it's bad. It's just not for me. I actually tried to get in the Christmassy vibes, y'all. And I don't know if it worked out in my favor. I was so excited. I pre-ordered this book. So as soon as it came, I knew that I wanted to read it as soon as possible. And that was Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. So this is actually the second Christmassy book that I've read from Tessa Bailey. Window Shopping, I think that's what it's called. I'll put it somewhere. I read that last year and it was okay. It was definitely one of those like Hallmark cozy romances. So in this book, Tessa Bailey actually wrote about 2 children that are the children of 2 former rock stars. They were a hot group back in the day and they had some kind of fallout. But as always, now the music is back in style. So everybody is really hyped. They want a reunion. And what better way than to get their children to like kind of like stage some kind of reality TV program and get them back together while the music and the vibe and everything is hype, while everybody's excited. So basically people are trying to make money off these 2, but they have something else in mind. They actually met like 13 years ago and they had this connection, but they really haven't been able to get to know each other except for they know of each other just through the news and all of these different things. This book was very cozy. It was very rom-com-y. I mean, it was very cute, very Hallmark if you're looking for that kind of book. I don't know if I picked it up at the wrong time or whatever. I don't know. It just was boring to me. And I look, I'm trying to give Tessa Bailey the benefit of the doubt. Okay, she wrote It Happened One Summer, and that is my book. But every book after that just doesn't give me that same feeling, and it sucks. And I know that like this is a decent book, but it just didn't give me that feeling that I know she can give me. So I struggled through this book. It took me so long to get through this book, y'all. It was a bad time. Like, let me explain this to y'all. So I was struggling through this book so much that I actually picked up a different holiday book. Like two different spectrums. But I mean, look, I kept switching off and on between this book and this book. I don't know. This book actually helped me finish this book. This book, like I said, it's very Hallmarky. It's very cute. It's very like light. It was a good romance. I also just didn't feel like there was anything Christmassy about it. Like, if you read this book, you let me know. The only thing Christmassy about it is like the time that it's happening. Like, I don't know. It just didn't give me Christmassy romance. Like, I don't know. So it's not bad, but 3 stars. It's not. It's a Tessa Bailey book. So like it's good, but it's not like, it's not It Happened One Summer. I'll just leave it at that. Don't y'all hate me. Don't hate me. Just be here with me, okay? Just understand what I'm saying. I'm still gonna give her flowers. She's a great author. It's a good book. It's just maybe her holiday romances aren't for me. I don't know. Tessa Bailey didn't hit for me this year. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying though. I'm gonna keep buying her books. I need that feeling again that book gave to me, and I'm gonna keep looking for it. Now this book I actually got off of Amazon, I believe last year. Obviously it's a very like Halloweeny book. I wanted to read it in October, didn't get to it, so I did push it off to this month, and I'm so glad that I did. Like, this book is, I know it's like, I think it's an indie author. I don't know how I even came across this book, but I loved it. I mean, it's one of those that obviously it's an indie author, so there are some like typos or like, I think there's only like one. It's not perfect in any sense of the word, but it's just such a light, funny, like it's a good romance. Like it was just such a good time. Like it was funny. Like I just enjoyed it thoroughly. It was so easy for me to pick up and just read. Like I loved it. So this book is called Her Favorite Jack-O-Lantern, and it's about this girl named Sally. Sally grew up in this small town that she's lived in all her life. When her grandmother passes away, she actually leaves Sally her like gothic Victorian mansion or whatever you call it, just this big mansion. And Sally is obsessed with Halloween. So when she gets this mansion, she's so excited. She decorates it with pumpkins and like bats and all these things, because that's just Sally's vibe. Like, it's Halloween all year long with Sally. And she gets this house. I mean, it's just this creepy. She's dressing in Halloween clothes all year long. And it just doesn't mesh well with the rest of her town. She's actually looked at as an outcast and like a weirdo. But when Sally gets a new neighbor, every time she gets a new neighbor, she goes over to the house and she makes cookies, and she takes the cookies over there because she's trying to get in, you know, good with the neighbors and show them, yeah, I got this weird house, but I'm still a good person. She actually realizes that her high school crush, Jack, is moving across the street. And you can kind of go from there. It is such a cute book, y'all. I enjoyed it so much. I actually looked for more books from this author. But she has like one other one, and then I think that's it. This is actually supposed to be part of a series, so I'm going to get the other one, but I'm hoping she comes out with more. So yes, this was 5 stars for me. I loved it. It was so cute. It was just a good rom-com to help me get out of this weird slump that I was in. It is spicy. It's cute. I love it. Definitely pick this up. Next book that I tried to read and that I'm currently reading is The Fine Print. I know everybody has heard about this book. I mean, this series is hot right now. I just didn't know how slow that it started. So I am currently struggling with this. I mean, I honestly really didn't give it a chance like that. I'm 9 pages in. I don't know. I just hit a wall. It was so weird. I think it's the biggest slump that I've been in all year. So I'm currently reading this, or trying to read this, but I'm also, to help me get through this and how slow it is, I'm currently reading the Mindfuck series. So both of these books, they're very long, but both of these books I've heard so much about. I'm not going to give up on this. I know the series is people's favorites, and I can't wait to get into it. I'm really trying. So I'm giving myself a little break for now, and I started this yesterday, and I'm already like 12 pages in. It's actually all of the series, so it's 5 books in one. So I'm going to read the first book and see how that goes. But so far, I'm actually really enjoying it. This book is very, very heavy, so we will talk about it next month. I don't really know too much about it. So these books are actually going to be in our wrap up for December. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. But this is where we're at right now, and I'm not going to finish them by the end of the month probably. So I'm going to let you know how those go, but I'm really excited about what December is bringing so far. Next, I want to show you some of the books that I actually got in the mail. I purchased all of them except for one. So the one that I did not purchase was actually sent to me from Berkeley, and it's called Game On. It's such a cute cover. I'm obsessed. So it says, when an unexpected player 2 enters her life, a gamer must decide if their relationship is worth leveling up. So this book is actually about a gamer, and it's so cute. Like, I'm obsessed with the cover. So thank you so much, Berkeley, for sending me this, and I cannot wait to check it out. It's so cute. I'm so excited. The purple color and like the contrast and the other colors is like really setting it off. I would have definitely picked this up by myself just on the cover alone. So I was really excited to get gifted a copy. Like I said, I pre-ordered a few books. So I had a few of them come in this month. So like I said, we had Wreck the Halls that came. And then I also got A Not So Meet Cute from Megan Quinn. I actually don't have any Megan Quinn books. So I decided to pick this one up. I know that it is a part of a series. I'm not sure which number this is on the series, so I have to check that out. But the cover was just so cute, and Target was having a sale, so I did pick that up. And then I also got Lauren Asher's Love Redesign, which I'm a little nervous about, only because I'm struggling with her other book right now. But I did pick it up. It's so cute. This one is the Barnes & Noble exclusive, so it does have like extra content. So I'm excited to check this out. This is book number 1. So I don't have like an idea of what's going on in it just yet. I've heard a lot about the fine print, but I'm trying to stay clear of this one up until I can get to it. So yeah, I'm excited to check these books out, and those are the 3 books that I actually pre-ordered that came this month. Of course, even though I shouldn't be buying any, I did buy 5 different books. So first up, I bought In the Weeds and Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison. I do have Love Light Farms already, but that is already stashed away because I'm planning to read it for Christmas. But these books were just so like, I don't know, I keep hearing great things about them, and they're giving me fall. And they were calling out to me, and Barnes & Noble had a sale, so I had to pick these up. I keep hearing that these are just cozy, cute reads, and I'm excited to check them out, so I did get those. Next up, another Christmas book, but I love Carrie Winfrey's books, and this one just kept staring at me in Target, and I actually just bit the bullet and got it. So I do have Faking Christmas, so I really want to check this out. It's really short. It's actually less than 300 pages. I have another book by her that I want to read, but I haven't bought it just yet. And I've wanted to check out more of her work, so this would be great, and it's really giving the Christmassy vibes. And since I didn't enjoy the Tessa Bailey book too much, I wanted to give another Christmas romance a try, so I'm excited about this one. Next up, I do have 2 thrillers, I think. I definitely know this one's a thriller, so this is The Coworker from Frida McFadden. I don't know why about this book. I have 3 other Frida McFadden books that I need to read, but I kept hearing about this one, and I was intrigued, so I just had to get it. So it says 2 women, an office filled with secrets, one terrible crime that cannot be taken back. I have been obsessed with Frida McFadden ever since I listened to those 2 audiobooks, so I'm excited to check out more of her backlist. And I'm always looking for a new thriller, so I'm hoping to really check this out before the end of the year. I don't know when I'll be able to check that book out because December is packed, but I'm excited to check it out. This book, though, I'm really intrigued by. So it's Butchered and Blackbird. I think that this book is about 2 serial killers that kill other serial killers or kills people or whatever, and then they fall in love. I was so intrigued when everybody was talking about this book, so I had to buy it. It was definitely on my list for like Halloween reads, but I didn't purchase it, and then I just kept thinking about it, so I had to get it. So if you've read any of these books that I recently bought and you love them, or if you read any of the books that I've read and you have any comments, or like, I don't know, I want some dialogue. Tell me what y'all think. If you haven't read any of these books yet, tell me if you plan to read them. If you have read the books and you didn't like them or you enjoyed them or whatever, let's talk about it. I'm always so intrigued to see what you all are reading and how your November went. So let me know down in the comments below how your reading in November went. I'm so intrigued. I cannot believe the roller coaster that I went on in November for all of these books. It was insane. I hope December goes like smoother for me. I don't know. It was a crazy ride. That's all the books that I got or read in November, and I can't believe we have 1 more month to go in this year. I have so far read 82 books, I believe. My goal was 70, and now I'm at 82. The goal wasn't to get to 100, but now I'm kind of intrigued if I can. So December, hopefully I could get through some books. I have so many Christmassy books, but that's going to be for another video. So if you enjoyed this video and you made it to the end, make sure you leave a heart in the comments below and let me know how your reading went. How many books were you able to read? Don't forget, it's not about the number of books you read, but the books that you enjoy. And as long as you enjoy your reading, that's all that matters. I'll see you next time. Bye.